car kind of deal. This car's kind of borderline on the resto mod. You know, it's not a factory build. I've kind of run through the list of all the stuff you know, that we know about it. We didn't build the car, but I do know a good bit about it because we've been over it a little bit. Small block Chevrolet. I don't know for sure how big it is. I'm guessing it's a 350. It's probably 300 something horsepower. It's not a rocket ship for sure, but it runs good. It does a job. I will show you in the video here in a little bit under the hood. It's covered in billet trim. I mean, billet specialties, pulley system. It's got billet hood hinges, billet braces. It's just got everything. We got vintage air. You can see the control panel here. It's blowing cold, working great. Got aftermarket radio, works good, sounds good. If you look over here, we've got classic instruments, gauges. Looks like the speedo's not working, so I'm gonna have to look at that, something minor. The seats we're sitting in, we'll show a little better picture here in a minute, but they're Pro Car by Scat. Vinyl, black vinyl stuff, and then in the back they bought the covers to you know, to match the front, so everything flows through, looks right. Headliner's in good shape. A couple little trim things, you know, I want to point out. We try to be overly descriptive, but we got a little bit of trim stuff here. This could probably be glued up. It's also happening here on the half wrap on the wheel. These are easy to get. They're 40 bucks, 50 bucks. If you want to buy a new one, or you can always take it off or re-glue it. It's tough, man. The Texas sun just makes it hard on interiors. But you know, overall, the car's in great shape. Runs and drives good. Behind that small block, we've got a 700 R4. You'll see we put in a console that's set up with the overdrive. So you get on the highway, you can cruise this car at 80, and RPMs are low. Runs good. Temperature runs good. Air blows cold. We kind of serviced the car, checked it all out. The brakes are good. It's got 4-wheel disc. It's got a 10-bolt in the back with a posi. Got some billet rallies on it. I believe they're staggered 17, 18s. I have to look, make sure of that. Also got rack and pinion power steering, so it's got quick ratio, rack and pinion setup. So a lot of good money spent on this car. The trunk's fully fitted too. Somebody's done custom panels, so it's, you don't see the wheel wells or anything. It's all fully covered like a show car. Paint and body's pretty good. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's perfect for a driver. 7 or 8 out of 10. Body works pretty good. Paint shines well. I mean, there's a few flaws here and there, but overall, you know, the average person that sees this car is thinking it's a show car. You know, we're picky on paint, so. But yeah, blowing cold, man. Everything works good. Heater, air, all that stuff. Shift's good, right on time. Well, I guess it's got probably a 355 rear end or 342 with the gears and the overdrive. It's perfect. Bright red with black stripes. Can't beat that look. It's a classic look. Get pulled up here in a minute. We'll shoot a little video of under the hood and better the interior with us out of it. This car's on eBay right now. If you see it on YouTube, so gotta buy it now at $35,000. It's worth every penny. It's a good collector car to get into. The first-gen Camaros are always going to be worth the most of any of the Camaros. With all the stuff that's been done to it, you know, if you took this car into a shop and said, build it for me, it would be $80,000 to $100,000. I mean, that's just what it takes to build a car nowadays, especially with this much hardware. You got a lot of parts, a lot of money spent there. So, runs great. Like I said, you're not going to set any ET world records or anything, or outrun them street outlaw dudes, but unless you're Manny, and then you probably think you could, but that's a whole other story. So anyway, we'll move on. So anyway, good car, runs good. Call us, make us an offer on it. We're ready to sell it. You're not gonna find a better one for the money. I was thinking back about that comment about Manny. That was probably a low blow. What I actually meant was he would think that he could tune this car to run with the street outlaw. So I just wanted to clear that up. I didn't want any kind of flag. He's my new neighbor, so I don't want to start anything. But anyway, so. So we got the drive out of the way. You just saw that. Now we're pulling up here in the park to kind of show you what the everything looks like while we're not in it. So, like I said on the motor, not 100% sure if it's 327 or 350. It could be either one. It's got double hump heads on it, so it could be a 327. It's got the Endurashine intake on it, Performer RPM. It's got a Holley carburetor, aluminum radiator, electric fan. It's got some mid-length headers. You'll see the rack and pinion, MSD, ignition throughout. It's got optimum battery. It's just got a lot of good, you know, all these braided hoses. Those aren't covers. Those are real, you know, $10 a foot braided hose. It's got billet hood hinges. They look like Fessler. I'm not sure if that's whose those are, but they're nice. They hold the hood up well. We've got all this bracing here that's billet. It's got a good sounding exhaust. It's got manual brakes, but they stop great. I actually prefer that over a booster these days. It's a Corvette master cylinder. You'll see here it's got the rack and pinion. It's still behind the, you know, the cross member like factory steering would be, but it is a rack. So 4-wheel disc. You'll see the paint on it's clean. Interior's nice. It's got like I said, the scat seats. There's a little wear. I mean, there's some wear on the seat. Overall, better than driver quality, but it's not a perfect car. It's already had the bugs worked out. A few years on the build for sure. Back here, you'll see it's fully fitted trunk. It's got panels that have been designed to go in here, and they're all press formed with the bow tie emblem. Even the top up here has been covered. Real nice look. If you're into shows and stuff, you still got room to put your chairs or whatever down there. But you can show it with the trunk up, and it's going to look better than most of the cars there. So that's a huge plus, because trunks typically aren't anything to look at. And you will see this isn't an SS. If you look the numbers up, it's not an SS or RS, anything fancy. It's just a good solid Camaro. Underneath the car, I don't have a rack available right now to look at, but it's super clean under there. The bottom's all satin black. They're not hiding a bunch of stuff with undercoat, so it's all in really good shape. Like I said, the tires and wheels, those are got just basically brand new BF Goodrich. That's a 17 on the back and 17 on the front. They are, of course, wider in the back. So overall, it's a good car. If you're interested, give us a call at the shop. Chad will put the number at the end of the ad. Asking $35,000 for it, so feel free to call and make an offer.